Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, people of all ages, ethnicities, states, backgrounds, we're here. We're live. It's night one of the Liberty Twitter Bracket Challenge. And let me tell you, we have had a full 12 hours on our hands. Uh, it's been an exciting time. It's been a good time already. Let's just, I was gonna talk a little bit more about the thing. Let's not. Let's just jump into it. Producer 3000, let's talk about the news today. First and foremost, the biggest thing, probably, in my opinion, that happened today, gotta be Vapegate. Hashtag Vapegate. This was incredibly entertaining. You can go ahead and pull up the slide there, producer 3000. Now, we have this picture from Jenna. The alpha males, I believe, were the ones who pointed out. They said, "Hey, is that a tobacco product in your hand?" And of course, Jenna denied. You know, personally, allegedly, there was an investigation done. They decided that it was in fact a dry erase marker, not vape. This commenter's opinion: it's more exciting if it is a vape. So you just never know. She did end up deleting the post because she's going to be working at a Christian summer camp this summer, and she didn't want any of that hanging around on her socials. I respect it. Of course, WinShape Camps, when contacted, they said they were doing their own personal private investigation. You know how these big companies are. Jenna's mom, unfortunately, was not available for comment when I reached out to her, but if she's anything like the other middle-aged women in my DMs, I'll be hearing back from her at about 12:30 this evening. Now, the next thing that happened, the big thing, was CJ Sweat out here posting Richie thong shots. We had the thong shots picture going here. You can go ahead to the next slide there, sir. Here it is. My fault. That's on me. The Richie thong shots from CJ Sweat, that had everybody in a tizzy. A little bit of a tizzy going on. It was an exciting time. This came from one of his press conferences. If you didn't see it, he also said that the best song of his campaign was going to be Bootylicious. Honestly, it was a great watch. It was a good time. It always is. He's got those recorded voices. You know, Richie was apparently there in his kitchen, as was Chad, making popcorn. It was a good time. It was a great video. Great video. Now, here we go. On the light side of the news, before we, dive in deep into the drama, we have Cody and Phil. Now, Cody and Phil was a strong matchup. I thought it was a stronger matchup. Phil has come out hot on the scene this year. It's an exciting time. He's out here moving and shaking, doing his thing. And Cody, well-established, bucket hat bro, makes the chili. You know, he's famous. Now, what Phil did is Phil made a small mistake in his mind that turned into just a massive mistake for his campaign. And what happened is he posted the question, who is Cody? Now, in an absolutely brilliant political move, genius campaign move, Cody has taken the Who is Cody and turned it into the Who is Cody campaign, where he has now been posting these tweets that have said, who is Cody? To me, is to know I love my Liberty Flames and the community that surrounds them. Who is Cody? A guy with a deep love for Flames Nation. Created a tailgate. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful. Brings his kids in, which that's always the way to the voters' hearts. Bring in the kids. It's just, it brings some history in the bottom right tweet there. I mean, he really just, if you guys aren't paying attention, this man is putting on a politics masterclass right now, taking an intended slight and turning it into a campaign slogan. That's genius. It's genius. You got to give credit where credit's due. Now, next on the docket, we have my man Duke. Now, we're going from very high to very low. Now, Duke did not make one small mistake in his campaign. Duke made many very large mistakes before he even knew who he was going up against, which was an interesting choice. I'll give it to him. Very, very interesting choice. Not the one I would have made, but, decided to come at Jenna and the Jokers and everything else. Now, I personally, I like to believe it was all done in good fun. It was there for a little hee ha ha, as it is. However, it did lead to an unfortunate scandal on day one of the LTBC. Now, stay tuned because we will be getting into more of this later. I like a little roller coaster in my news. So we're going good news, bad news. Let's go back to the good news. How about a surprise appearance from Liberty Twitter's new sweetheart? Nope. Miss Tori Pendleton. Now, let me tell you, Miss Tori really came out the woodworks here for me personally. An amazing thing happened when William Byron won last night, of course, the Daytona 500. Very exciting. Great for him. Congratulations, sir. And Miss Tori tweets out that she has won money. And if you're me, you're flabbergasted, right? I didn't know. She says in this tweet, she's not just a church lady. I thought she was just a church lady. That's on me, Miss Tori. I wasn't familiar with your game. I'm sorry. And now she is just an absolute Liberty favorite. She endorsed, in another surprising twist, endorsed JB Trap Phone, has the support of the Alpha Males, which is a collab that I did not see coming. I did not see it coming, but I love it. I absolutely love it. What a fun collaboration. And she followed it up with probably the best tweet that I have seen in 2024 and will probably be my favorite tweet of all time. Players have to play in this economy. When asked about her gambling, she says, players have to play in this economy. And let me tell you, Miss Tori, that is a word. Players do got to play in this economy. Let me tell you. Wow. Incredible. The energy coming from Miss Tori, unmatched energy. Now back to slightly more interesting things. First, we have my favorite meme personally that I saw posted. Greatest threat to world peace, 41% Duke Snider. Hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. I don't know. Some people were firing off memes left and right. This one, definitely one of the funniest. Now, one of the things that happened today was, we know about the scandal where there were some votes that were a little extra. I'm a very generous. I like to believe the best in everybody. I think that my man was set up. Personally, neither here nor there. However, doesn't change the facts. Votes were bought. Bots were called. Decisions were made. Thankfully, the people there at a Sea of Red, their decision was just to negate the extra votes that had suddenly appeared in a short frame of time. I think they did the right thing. If you're curious how those votes actually ended up coming out, we had Duke with a final score of 101 votes and Nick Pretty with 204 votes. So Nick Pretty is going to be advancing to that next round. Duke, heck of a showing, a unique showing, I will say. Not the choices I would have made, but they're your choices and you stood by them. I respect it. Now, one of the things that happened a little bit before this, but kind of in conjunction with Tori and Duke, Miss Tori and Duke at the same time, was people donating to Flames Rising. This is another shooting back up, positive thing. Miss Tori donated a portion of her gambling proceeds to Flames Rising, as she should, as you should. Looking at you, viewer at home. Took care of some of that. People were saying if you're buying bots, you got to donate to Flames Rising. All around. The point is, Flames Rising is getting money. The collective's getting stronger. We're supporting our student athletes. That's really what it's all about. That's part of the excitement. Now, one of the mysteries of today, you have to forgive me, my slides are a little out of order. One of the mysterious things that happened today was apparently the Joker account was taken over by a mystery person, someone unknown, who in a twist, I didn't take a screenshot of this, that's on me. Mr. Point had endorsed the Jokers, or someone from the Jokers, maybe all the Jokers that are in the tournament, one of those. And in a stunning turn of events, the Jokers official account turned around and said, "We do not support you. We support LU Sports Better." Which apparently Caleb was just taken back. He said, we are not tweeting these things. We love you, Jacob. Said they're not coming from James or Jenna or I. We're all confused. So, hey, we got a hacker on the loose. Mr. Point supporting the Jokers. Always. Now let's talk about the next round. This is what y'all all came here for. Talk about some surprise exits, close calls. This was all the close calls that I saw, some surprising things that happened, in my opinion. Fame the Flames podcast, Paul Boyce, very close call. Very close call. My man Jonathan and Jake Patterson, again, it was a close race. I was personally surprised by these next two. Colin Porter, alpha male. Man, the alpha males just didn't have it in them. They pulled in some extra votes. This one was the highest voted legitimate matchup that we had in the first round. 395 votes when I took this screenshot approximately 8 minutes before the deadline. That is a lot of votes. I'm sure that the alpha males were calling on extra help. Jack was calling on extra help. And in the end, Jack pulled it out. An unfortunate loss for the alpha males in the first round. And last but not least, Turtle, not a surprise. Let's be honest. Turtle moving on to the next round, not a surprise. However, Turtle moving on to the next round over Jenna's boyfriend with the specific endorsement of Jenna. I don't know. To me, I was a little surprised by that. But let's talk about what's coming up tomorrow. I may have been saying next week. That's on me. Tomorrow, here's what we have. We have Kathy going to go in St. Looney. RIP to Ray, by the way. I'm horribly sad to see him go in the first round. St. Looney and Ray, two great accounts. One of them had to go. It's just unfortunate. Next, we have CJ versus Zach. I think this will be an interesting matchup. I think CJ is going to bust out a video. Zach's probably going to bust out a video for this round, unless he is continuing to try and take a break from Twitter. I know he said it was taking over his life. Listen, man, let it take over your life for just a few more days. You know, put your all into it, bro. We got Jake versus Ryan. Ryan pulled out over James. You know, everybody thought that was going to be a close race. Ryan got the W. And then we have Cody and Julie. Now, once again, everybody was saying Julie and Brandon, putting the two of them up against each other was like putting some of the nicest Twitter accounts up against each other. And I think we're continuing to do that. I think Cody and Julie, that's a nice on nice matchup. So I'm excited to see what happens. If Cody keeps his Who is Cody campaign slogan going, I think he's got it. He's going to go far. Now in the Green Hall, we got Jesse versus Brandon Pyle. The two of them allegedly are friends in real life, so we'll see how that goes. LU Sports Better, Liberty Mountain Views. Now LU Sports Better coming out of the first round, that was a big surprise for me. I didn't include that in the last slide, but coming out over Mr. Point, I mean, that's crazy. That's a win for the alpha males. So we got 1-1. We're batting a 500 right now. But we'll see how this continues to go for them. Liberty Mountain Views, I think, is a good matchup there. Flames Vol and Jack. And I personally feel like that's anybody's game at this point. Didn't think Jack had the Twitter clout behind him, and then suddenly he was rolling. Jeremiah and Eric. Eric, you're a great guy. I don't see how anybody's stopping Jerry. Although I was surprised, if you go back and look at the numbers, Jerry only received 85% of the votes in his thing. I don't know. Those kind of feel like rookie numbers, Jerry. You have to bump those up. Get that going. The next bracket, we got Darian and KC going off against each other. We got Buddy and not JB's Trap Phone. The alpha males are 2-1. I mean, that's a winning record. You guys should feel good about yourselves. First year in, the group is making moves, much like the Jokers. We got Bill Powell coming up against Nick Pretty, and finally Flames Kool-Aid up against Turtle. Now, Turtle did say, if you're not aware, Turtle is dealing with some personal things right now. He's got a couple minor surgeries coming up, getting some shoulder surgery done, so he may not be as active as in years past, but still a great account worth a follow. He stays way up to date on any kind of recruiting or transfer portal news. He's the man. Finally, in the South Tower region, we got Caleb Wynn, Fan the Flames podcast, going up against each other. I think that's going to be an interesting matchup. I'm interested to see the banter that goes on between the two of them. Not Ian McCall and Be Loud, Wear Red. Unfortunately, Tori wasn't able. I hyped up Tori a bunch in the last because I think she's a great account. What a surprise. Unfortunately, could not muster the votes to beat our very own Goodwill Hunter, not Ian McCall. Be Loud, Wear Red, the two of them, I think it should be an interesting matchup. We got two baseball accounts heading it off together. The automatic computer really did its thing with this random selection. We have LU Grad 11 and Optimus Ferg, and finally Flames Advocate and RTB Flames and Fury. Now, RTB did post a video with an endorsement from the president. I don't know if you guys saw that. I took a screenshot of it, forgot to put it in my slides. Again, that's on me. We're going to have this all cleaned up by tomorrow night, promise. But all that to say, these first 24 hours were a whirlwind of excitement. I shudder at the thought as to what the next 72 or even 94, 96. There it is. I passed math. The next 96 hours will encompass who will be the winner, who's going to come out on top, who's going to hold that belt up high. You got to stay tuned to find out. Have yourselves a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. when the voting opens.